Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Partharthi, CEO of vijAI Robotics, and in this video, I'm going to give you an introduction to large language models. If you're new to the channel and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, so do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you receive all the new updates, and please share this video. Now, the first question that we have is, what is an LLM? That is a large language model. Now, as the name suggests, it is a language model. That is, it can converse and understand, generate human-like language, right? Human-like text, right? You may have used ChatGPT or Bard, right? So it is an LLM. It is able to converse with you like a human would. So that is what makes it a language model. And why is it called a large? Because it has been trained on massive amounts of data, right? Like on billions of parameters, right? You can say like billions of words, data from the internet, books, articles, magazines, and all sort of text data. Moving on, what is the architecture of a large language model? So large language models are based on the transformer architecture of artificial neural networks. Now, what is an artificial neural network? It is just like our human brain. In the nervous system, we are having neurons, which fire signals, right? Similarly, we are having artificial neural networks, right? We have just implemented that mathematically in deep learning, right? So it is based on the transformer architecture. Now, what does this transformer do? Previously, we were having RNNs or recurrent neural networks, right? Which were used as language models. Now, there was a problem with RNNs that they would not be very much effective when you had a long sequence of text, right? And then there was a paper published, Attention is All You Need, by Google researchers, right, where they introduced the transformer architecture. Now, what makes this transformer architecture very much powerful is that it can scale effectively. So what happens in a transformer model, that is, it can understand each word in a sentence according to the context, right? And then we are having an attention mechanism in these transformers, which allows it to understand how much attention, how much importance you should give to each word in the sentence, right? This is what a transformer can do. Now, in this attention mechanism, we are having something called as encoders and decoders. Encoders are just like skilled listeners. That is, they will take your input text, right? It will try to analyze that sentence, what you are trying to ask, right? Suppose you're asking what is a large language model in ChatGPT. So it will try to analyze the information, what you are trying to ask it, right? What it should give, right? And then you're having decoder. Now the encoder will provide some information to the decoder based on which it will give you the desired result. Right, so the decoder can be called a skilled speaker who will give you the output based on what the encoder has analyzed from your input. We'll be understanding the training process of these large language models in some other video, right? Now, what are the types of large language models? So basically, we have two types of large language models: base LLMs and instruction-tuned LLMs. Now, what do base LLMs do? They predict the next word for an input text, right? They will try to predict every next word. Like if you give it an input like ChatGPT is a, right? You leave it there only, right? So what it will respond something like ChatGPT is a large language model, right? Or it will try to give you the full form of ChatGPT like Chat Generative Pre-trained Transformer, right? And you should pay attention to this. See, the full form of ChatGPT is Chat Generative Pre-trained Transformer. So it is a kind of a transformer, right? So when you're dealing with a base LLM, it will try to predict the next sequence of words, right? Suppose you give the input as what is ChatGPT, then it will give the responses like what is chatbot, what is large language models, right? So it will basically try to predict the next sequence of words. Whereas if you're having an instruction-tuned LLM, which like ChatGPT or Bard, right? Most of us now use instruction-tuned LLMs, which have much application, okay? So they follow instructions and respond as per the instructions, right? Now, if you ask what is ChatGPT to an instruction-tuned LLM, right, like Bard or like ChatGPT only, then it will respond you accordingly. It will not make a response like what is chatbot. Rather, it will give you the definition what actually ChatGPT is. So, like this has given me, ChatGPT is a conversational AI model developed by OpenAI. It is a sophisticated language model based on transformer architecture designed to understand and generate human-like text. Right? Next up, what is prompt engineering? The focus of this course. So, what is this term prompt and what is all this prompt engineering about? Now, prompt refers to the input given to a large language model, right? Whatever command you're giving, a query or a statement, whatever you're giving, right? Like in the previous slide we had seen, I had asked what is ChatGPT. So, this input is called basically a prompt, right? And what is prompt engineering? It is the craft or it is the art of crafting and designing prompts to get optimum results from an LLM. What is prompt engineering? Basically, it's not a rocket science like people have made it today, right? Anyone can do that, and you need not to have any prior training for this. Okay, and basically what I'm going to provide in this course, right, in this playlist is some tips on how you can give better prompts. These are only tips, right? Prompt engineering is just like asking questions to a human, right? If you cannot explain yourself to a human, then you can also not explain yourself to a large language model, because it is also just like a human, right? If you're not able to express yourself to someone else, how would you just express it to a language model, right? You have knowledge of the domain from which you're asking your question, then you can write effective prompts, right? And in this course, we're just going to focus on providing you some tips, right? And implementing the OpenAI API, right? And in the end, we'll build a chatbot, right? This is the focus of this course. This is not a ₹9 learn ChatGPT course, right? Okay, so that's all for this video. If you found this video helpful, please like it, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon.